worked at State Farm in Marion, Illinois, and I helped cater on weekends. I was a mother, a stepmother, a wife, we had a blended family. I had worked that Saturday morning. I went in and opened up at State Farm, and I worked till noon, and I drove to Anna, and I worked at Great Boars, and I was a caterer there. So you went from Anna to Marion, and I did a Ducks Unlimited, but it was a Turkey Unlimited, sorry. Turkey's Unlimited banquet, and we got done with that. We took everything back to the barn at Great Boars and Anna and cleaned up. I'd called my husband and told Alan I'm almost getting ready to leave the barn, and he had been at his dad's for a Jeep ride. He took his sister and his dad for a Jeep ride that night because it was beautiful. And he was in the pole barn cleaning up the Jeep and keeping it ready for when I got home. He was going to take me for a Jeep ride. Well, I didn't come home. He was called and was told that I had been in an accident, and I don't remember anything. They said I either swerved for a deer or I had fell asleep, and I assume I fell asleep. I went to the left and I overcorrected and I hit a tree sideways, so it T-boned my car. And from there, I was flown to SLU in St. Louis, and I had a broken collarbone, a punctured lung, 10 broken ribs, a crushed pelvic, and I was internally decapitated, which is what Dale Earnhardt had died from, and I had brain injuries.
When the doctors came in, when she was flown there, and it was, I don't even remember, it was such a blur. It was, I don't know how many hours later, and they assessed her situation. For one thing, it was a 1% survival rate from the accident scene to the ambulance, which was a helicopter. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know her injuries. So we get to the hospital, and I talked to the doctor. Comes out, and I said, "Well, Doc, how bad is it?" In which I knew it was bad. He said, "Well, she has no feeling anywhere. She was paralyzed from the neck down. She was not moving." So he asked me to give me permission, give him permission to operate on my wife. The outcome probably won't be that good. Your wife could possibly, if she survives, would be paralyzed from the neck down. And I said, I want my wife back. However she is.
They waited till a certain time because they had gave everybody no hope that I was going to be there and that I would not live through time to have the surgery. So then I did, and I had lots of people praying for me, even people in Japan, and they did the surgery, and then they didn't think I'd make it through the surgery, and I did. And then after that, I was still in a coma, and it was going on 2 weeks, and the doctors came in to discuss with my husband about putting me into long-term care. And there was one nurse, which was Alan's good friend, and kept him up, and she'd always come in, and he said, turn me to the window and have the sun shining on me while I was in there. But she came to him and said, "You don't worry, she is going to wake up and that she's going to be fine."
So God definitely did step in and bring me back my wife. And I thank Him for that.
All along, especially my father-in-law, my miracle child, had called me. And I don't feel like a miracle. I don't feel like anything any better or nothing more than anybody else. But he always called me his miracle child. And that nurse, when he looked at that and said, "You should be dead," was the first time from all along. I mean, I'd get aggravated and trying to do stuff and learn to walk again and learn how to write my name again and all of that, and I couldn't. I just was aggravated all the time until he said that, and I thought, I am here for a reason. I was saved for a reason, and maybe I am a miracle to do something or to help somebody else, and hopefully I can. And I pray every day that, use me. So maybe this is it. I don't know. My name is Angie Ainslie, and he is first.